What is up? Welcome back to Softcore History. I am your host for the week, Rob Fox, joined as always by Dan Regester.
I'm ready to spring forward.
I forgot about it, and my wife woke me up at 10, and
You felt like a dick because you slept in so long?
I guess she was like, Rob, it's 10, and I was like, it doesn't fucking feel like 10.
Well, it didn't.
And that's why I
Lost an hour.
I didn't know that. I just forgot until later that day, basically.
No, I'm just feeling aggressive. I want to spring at you. Just attack you.
Please don't. I got sprained my calf today. Or not sprained, cramped up real bad.
Man, 40 years old, never looked so good.
Yeah, don't run on an incline on a treadmill, I guess, when you haven't been running in a while.
Walk on incline. That's how you burn more fat.
Walk on incline?
At like a steady pace.
Yeah. I'll give that a shot. I've just been fucking sprinting, dog.
Put it up to like 15, and then probably like a 3.5. Good to go. That's the fat burning zone right there.
Hell yeah.
That's your free fitness tip of the day.
Thank you. This episode is brought to you by nothing to do with fitness, actually. We have a really cool episode today. I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago when I did a Pacific Theater episode. This really cool watch company, Prasadis Watch Co. They do a lot of military-themed watches and stuff like that. They actually have a really cool Dirty Dozen thing on their site right now. But they hit us up because they have a really cool Iwo Jima-themed watch for the anniversary of it that I will get into it later, but I just wanted to talk about it top because
you can see it behind Rob
you can see
right
the box,
now.
The box right here with the little Mount Suribachi flag raising. It's a really cool watch. They hit us up out of the blue. They were just like, we think you have a cool podcast. We do history-themed stuff, and we thought it would be a great fit. Highly recommend if you're into this specific watch or any of their watches. They have a lot of cool, just like bare bones, kind of like military watches that are kind of sick. Like that's my style. If I'm not wearing an Apple Watch. So very, very thankful to them. I'll get more into the details in the mid-roll, but I highly recommend listening to it because it's like a very interesting company that I didn't know about, and I'm so glad they reached out because now I'm just like balls deep in their catalog.
Hashtag SpawnCon.
Yeah. Yep. Hey, we're all Spawn. All Con is Spawn.
In some degree, yes.
Yeah. All Con is Spawn. What, this is a charity?
It used to be.
It's almost a charity.
It used to be, yeah.
It's goddamn near a charity. There are charities that make more money than us.
I actually wish we operated more like a charity where we, as employees, got paid.
Yes, and it was all tax free. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we should be some sort of religious charity.
We are an LLC, but there's a way we can kind of finagle this to be a church in the state of Texas. No doubt. We have a cult.
Got to be. If Satan can have a church,
we have followers to a degree.
Yeah,
the softies
more than a cult would have.
Yeah, I think so. Some of the cults we've spoken about on this program.
There's like 40 of them. 40 people.
There's at least 60 people to listen to this show.
Well, there's more that listen to it, but there's like 60 to 80 really dedicated dudes.
Okay, guy that is trying to sell the watch, I'm underselling it for comic effect.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah. You did not hit up.
If you want to sponsor the show, there's more than 60 people to listen.
There's a lot more than 60 to listen to it, but there's like 60 to 80 who would join our cult immediately. Like without question.
That are in the Discord.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason you join the Patreon. Patreon.com/softcorehistory. 2 additional episodes every week. Plus, you can join the Discord.
Yep.
We're building a community and a future cult.
Can be a sex cult. It'd be gay, but just because there's only dudes.
It's history.
Yeah, and
it's our audience. We've seen the metrics.
Yeah, we know.
98% guys.
Yeah. Yep. But anyway,
I got a pop top to get the female audience up.
You do.
And it would just bring the gays.
It would
only be the gay.
Yeah.
And our male audience would actually go up.
Whatever, dude. Gays got money to spend. Dinks.
I know.
Give me some dinks.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, get me some dinks in here. They'll buy everything.
If I have to queer bait, I will.
Yeah. But let's get into this week's episode. It is Pacific Theater themed, in honor of the Prasadis watch that we'll talk about later. But
yeah, just get to the episode. We can also just do a World War II history episode.
Yeah. But I wanted to do Pacific again because, like I have said before, my grandfather always complained, who was in the Pacific, always complained that was the real forgotten war.
Did he get drafted?
No.
Okay.
No, he volunteered.
Gotcha.
But he didn't go till 44 because he was in med school, and they were like,
I'm very much still in that age range. I might get drafted.
Yeah, both my grandparents were in their 30s when they were in the war.
34.
I think my oldest grandpa was 32, and he was the one in the Battle of the Bulge, and then my Robert Fox Sr. was maybe like 30, maybe 28.
So if this Iran stuff keeps popping off,
Oh yeah, you're in the danger zone.
you might have to find another co-host.
Although the rest in peace to the soldiers that were killed, as you pointed out to me.
He was 42.
Yeah, yeah,
He was a mechanic too.
yeah, because he was just a basic guy.
Somebody was trying to dunk on him for his physical appearance
They come in all shapes and
because
sizes.
he was a bigger fella. It's like, man, he was a mechanic.
Yeah, he's not
He's working on the base.
on the front lines. I also think fighter pilots are kind of old too. Like, so maybe not fighter pilots, but a lot of pilots are in their 40s.
They're tiny, right?
Depends on the plane.
In order to fit into the cockpit.
Yeah. Depends on the plane, but yeah. But today we're going to talk about the watch is Iwo Jima themed, and I feel like that battle's been done ad nauseum. So I want to do a battle that I believe.
You ever watch Letters from Iwo Jima? The
Yes.
Clint Eastwood classic.
Well, he did 2 Iwo Jima movies.
No. I didn't watch the other one.
Flags of Our Fathers. That was the first one, and then
Was it a double feature?
so a really interesting story about that.
Was it like the Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez double feature?
Yeah, kind of, but so I think Eastwood had no intention of doing one from the Japanese.
What was it called? Grindhouse?
Yeah, and then it was Planet Terror, and I forget the other one. But Eastwood was only going to do Flags of Our Fathers, which was about, again, you can see it on the watch box, the flag raising at Mount Suribachi, and how like all those dudes died like 8 days later, like except for like one, because Iwo Jima was a nightmare. But Eastwood is like the last person you would expect to hear about this if you just only read things about Clint Eastwood. Eastwood was so like touched by how shitty of an experience it was for the Japanese as well.
Yeah.
That he just decided to follow it up with what ended up, I think, being the better movie in Letters.
The Japanese perspective.
Yeah. Which you don't get a lot of.
No. I mean, how many historical war movies do you get the losing perspective?
Well, okay. Here's a better
All
question.
Quiet on the Western Front.
How many war movies do you get the like almost like the bad guy perspective? Because there's a difference between losing perspective and bad guy perspective, right? World War I, the Germans, they're not bad guys.
Wilhelm's a dick, but because he had a tiny hand.
Who isn't? You know?
Really, the French. The French were the biggest dicks of World War I, in my opinion.
Why?
They just were.
I'm not gonna argue. I just was just wondering.
Well, I'm not going to blame them for being a little upset at the Germans for totally wreaking havoc on their country.
BFing them 40 years earlier in the Franco-Prussian War and
Yeah.
taking Alsace-Lorraine.
They went a little far, though, after they won.
Yeah, the Treaty of Versailles. I mean, it was just a revenge treaty at that point.
Even Woodrow Wilson's like, come on, guys. That's a lot.
Yeah, and they're like, get the fuck out of here, you stupid American.
And then, of course, kind of creates the circumstances for Hitler to rise to power.
Oh,
France created Hitler.
yeah. Kind of. They set the stage. When you make a man desperate, in their desperation, they turn to a man they didn't fully understand.
Did he find a ruby the size of a
A
grapefruit?
tangerine, yeah. Child was playing with a ruby the size of a tangerine.
Damn it, I got the line wrong.
Grapefruit's not British enough.
You're right.
Tangerine is
The Brits don't even know what a grapefruit is.
no. But I was gonna say, but from the bad guy side, you don't really get like a German POV or a Japanese POV, or you get some Confederate POV.
Yeah. I guess. I
Yeah.
do like the Confederate States of America.
That Mocku series.
Mockumentary.
Yeah. That is such a good idea.
Commercials make it.
It should have been bigger. But we're going to talk about another battle in the Pacific Theater that I think was even worse than Iwo Jima, arguably, in large part because it ended up, and I want to say this off the top because you're going to hear all these details, and I don't even want to save it for the end. It ended up not being useful. Like, it ended up being totally unnecessary to have had this battle.
I feel like that's a lot of battles.
Maybe. But this one was one of the most horrific things I ever read about. And I knew a little bit about it. We're talking about the Battle of Peleliu today, which featured the 1st Marine Division and the 81st U.S. Army 81st Infantry Division. It is portrayed in the Pacific, which I think is vastly underrated. But I don't even think the Pacific does this justice. Like the Pacific, if the Pacific had done this battle justice, it would have been unwatchable. This episode or 2 episodes would have been fucking unwatchable.
The Pacific is so good, it makes Remy Malik be digestible.
I remember that you were arguing forever that you hated Remy Malik, and I was
fucking hate.
I was
Remy
like,
Malik.
just watch the Pacific.
He's a bad Bond villain too.
He has the perfect look for a Bond villain.
He does.
Like that vacant, like, Mr. Bond, nice to see you here.
It's like a poison merchant.
I don't fucking know. He's got like nanobots killing people. It wasn't a great Bond movie.
Little tear came down my eye though when I saw Daniel Craig look up into the sky.
Eat those missiles.
Well, I don't want to ruin the surprise.
It's like 5 years old.
10 years is the rule.
Oh, okay. All right. Fair enough.
Make sure to cut that out, future Dan. I won't.
The Battle of Peleliu featured. They were trying to basically take this island that had an airfield, and they thought it would end up being useful. Except, pretty much immediately after it was over, MacArthur was like, "I'm gonna pivot," and the island became useless, and everything that happened on it became not worth anything that happened.
You know what's going on with the island now?
With Peleliu, it's a shithole coral island. Like it is. The only useful thing to it was that there was a fucking airfield on it.
Yeah. A place to land.
Yeah. And then they ended up not really using the airfield. Otherwise, they would have just bypassed it, which is what they should have done. So the commander of the 1st Marine Division, Major General William Rupertus, he was like, this island's tiny, not defended super heavily. We're going to take it in 4 days. Never what you want to hear going into a battle or a war. Home by Christmas.
It's a slam dunk.
Yeah. You're never home by Christmas.
No.
Unbeknownst to the Americans, the Japanese, who had been, taking it on the fucking chin. This is 1944. They've been taking it on the chin, losing island after island. And they were like, I think we need to adjust our tactics on how we defend these islands. Mm-hmm. And they did. This battle takes place from September 15th to November 27th, 1944. Like I said, U.S. Army 81st Infantry Division and the 1st Marine Division fought to take an airfield. It's a small coral island, like a real just gnarly. And we'll get into the what do you call it? The terrain of it. So the Japanese defenders of this island put up such an insane resistance.
Why?
Because they're fucking crazy. They're fucking Japanese.
It's a pointless island. Oh, no.
They don't care.
Give up the airfield.
Well, the Japanese at this point, and probably even a year before this point, if not since the Battle of Midway, have pretty much had, I think, one goal. Because they knew they couldn't win, right? So it's essentially what they were trying to do was fight to some sort of stalemate, to make the level of blood for the Americans too much to bear. The horror of the fight too much to bear. So that the American public, us, fickle bitches, we're really the reason any war we've lost or not done well in. It's because of the American public.
It's the backlash.
Yeah. That's our biggest weakness. All of our enemies know the same thing, which is they'll get antsy.
Do you think Iran's doing that right now?
If they have anything left.
They do.
Yeah. I mean, they know or think we're not going to put boots on the ground, so that's a big advantage for them. But we'll see what happens with that. So but the Japanese put up such an insane resistance that the island became known as Emperor's Island because they were all dying for the emperor, obviously.
Helen Keller's best friend, yes.
Yeah, Helen Keller's best friend, Emperor Hirohito. Bad woman.
Not talked about enough.
Bad woman.
Also, pretty much exposed over the last year.
What I'm hearing,
we were vindicated.
We'll have to get an episode on that, like just updating the facts.
We already did it. We said what needed to be said. We would just be rehashing our takes.
Fair enough. I mean, we said she definitely didn't fly that plane.
But apparently she could sort of see and hear. Also, she
Eugenicist.
stole a bunch of books. Like, just she plagiarized.
Oh, yeah. Can you plagiarize if you're not aware of the world around you?
But she was. The whole thing was a fake.
Okay, fair enough. So Peleliu, how many Japanese Japanese soldiers do you think were defending the island?
I'm going to say 1,200.
You're not bad. It was less than 10,000.
That's bad. That's not even close. 1,200 and
But it's not
9,000
it's
is
not
not
some
a
like
ton.
crazy giant battle like the Battle of the Bulge or something, right? Where you've got hundreds of thousands of soldiers going at each other.
You're just trying to add some glory to your grandfather.
He wasn't at Peleliu.
No, the bulge.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, it was
You just had to slip that in
it was
there.
literally the largest battle in U.S. Army history.
Whatever you want to say, dude.
That's a fact.
Just keep stroking your dead grandpa off.
It's just a fact. I don't know what to tell you. So there was 5,500 Japanese soldiers, about 4,000 naval troops. 1,500 of them were also infantry or trained for infantry. So about the tactics. Previously, the Japanese would put up pretty good resistance on the beaches, right? Kind of a D-Day situation. You'd land,
A lot of machine
come
gun.
under fire, artillery, yeah. But they quickly, or I guess not quickly, but they did finally realize, they were like, when we put a lot of people on the beach, the Americans tend to roll up with like 5 aircraft carriers and like 10 battleships and destroyers and frigates and just turn the beach into a flaming hole.
Yeah.
Kill a lot of us.
Mm-hmm.
So finally they were like, all right, let's do something different. We're going to offer a token resistance on the beach, but we're going to hide in the hills.
Did Japan not have a ton of submarines?
They had a decent amount.
Never hear about them. I only hear about like the U-boats.
That's because U-boat is a sexier term.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, a Japanese submarine was responsible for probably one of the most famous, horrific things that happened in the war. The USS Indianapolis.
Okay.
You remember that?
No.
So the USS Indianapolis was the boat that took the atomic bombs to where they needed to go to get loaded onto the planes. And it was on the way back. And because this was so top secret, it never reported its position to anyone. No one, it was like no one, they didn't want anything intercepted about it. This was just a secret cruise. And it got by a Japanese submarine and sunk. And no one knew it was where it was. And a bunch of sailors survived and then spent the next couple weeks getting eaten by sharks.
Okay. That rings a bell.
Now, do you recall the famous...
Now imagine if the nukes were still on it.
Yeah.
Much different story.
Yep. Do you recall the famous speech in Jaws? They're black like a doll's eyes.
Right.
Don't even think they're alive till they roll over white and bite you.
I haven't seen Jaws in 20 years, but yes.
He is recounting his experience on the USS Indianapolis.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Or if you want arguably a better version of that speech, watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where Charlie does it about a rat, about rats.
I think that's the better way to go about it.
Either way. So Peleliu had like horrific terrain, very easy to defend, very difficult to attack, like steep coral ridges, rough hills, all this stuff. So the Japanese commander essentially made like a honeycomb of caves and tunnels inside the hills, all interconnected. It was an excellent. There were a bunch of fortified bunkers. It was an incredible defensive system, really innovative, all that stuff.
Who was the queen bee?
Colonel Nakagawa.
Okay.
So weirdly, in this too, they did still do it in this battle, but they were like, hey guys, we got to stop bonsai charging so much. They have like machine guns and semi-automatic rifles. Running at them is not working.
At least do like a zigzag motion. Don't run in a straight line.
Yeah. Like, we need to rethink this. Like, let's only use it when we're really... This can't be our plan A.
No.
So they didn't... They really were like, don't bonsai charge unless you have to. Unless you really feel like it.
Great name, though. Great brand.
Oh, yeah.
Bonsai charge.
Bonsai charge, kamikaze. right? It's so much better than suicide bomber or, I don't know, bum rushing a machine gun nest.
Yeah, run into your death.
So, again, like I said, these change in tactics were all about getting the United States into a war of attrition, getting us just tired of it. And hopefully the Japanese can just retain some level of their empire, and America will be like, God, fine.
If you think about it, though, that was the most extreme elimination challenge. The bonsai charge.
Oh, yeah. I think it's inspired every Japanese game show to present.
Bring it back.
So the Japanese had altered their tactics for this battle. The Americans had not whatsoever. Did not think.
Home by Christmas.
Yeah. Did not have a plan B. We're just like, we're going to do what we're going to do. And this was even after a previous battle where the Japanese had basically done what they were going to do on Peleliu. And the U.S. suffered 3,000 casualties, which was a lot for a battle of that size. And they were just like,
We got bodies.
we won. Yeah, and we got bodies.
We got a bunch of Italians that we're trying to get rid of.
Irish, don't love them.
No.
If we could cut down on the Catholic population. I think that's why everyone in a World War II movie, you rarely find even though it was a Protestant country, it's always,
You get a ton of crucifixes.
yeah, it's always Guidos and Micks. Just,
Saying the Hail Marys and the Our Fathers.
yeah. So going into the battle.
Huh. Did we crack a code there?
What?
They were trying to get rid of our people.
It was Catholic eugenics.
It was a Catholic genocide.
Yeah.
War.
Is that on your little conspiracy theory chart?
Oh, yeah. I do have a little conspiracy chart that has every conspiracy in the world on here.
Gonna find a spot for it.
The Great Awakening. Yeah, I got to figure out where to put this on set, but if you really scroll in, you can see everything. It's very tiny font.
It's good. Yeah. Well, if you wanted it to be readable, it'd have to be the size of a fucking car dealership American flag.
And if you want to add something to the set, feel free to send it to Rob's work because I'm not giving out my address.
Yeah. We're gonna need a P.O. box at some point.
Yeah, when we get big enough, when we have
Yeah.
more than 60 people.
Yeah. So the Americans roll up to Peleliu, and they, of course, bomb the shit out of it. Battleships, aircraft carriers, so on and so forth. The Americans were like, well, I think we crushed it. The Rear Admiral Jesse Oldendorf was like, we ran out of targets. I think we killed everything.
But they're all underground.
But they were pretty much all underground. Most of the Japanese soldiers had survived. Even the battalion that was left to defend the beaches was pretty much unscathed because they were just hiding underground. They knew it was going to happen. They knew exactly what was going to happen.
In the words of Admiral Akbar,
It's a trap.
he gets so much love and so much play. He's in 3 scenes, isn't he?
Yeah, a lot of people in those movies that are like Boba Fett's barely in it.
I know.
People were
Just
obsessed.
have this whole universe around
obsessed with
Boba Fett.
Yeah.
He's in the prequels, though.
Yeah. Yeah, they expand on him. But in the original 3, when everyone nuts over him, he's just barely there and doesn't talk.
He gets eaten. Kind of sucks, actually.
He doesn't get eaten. They retconned that.
What?
He climbs out of the Sarlacc pit in the show. There's a show, Boba Fett, on Disney Plus.
Oh, that's stupid.
It's not good. I didn't like it.
No. Well, it's IP. You can't kill off a character that has good IP.
Yeah. I do appreciate that they used the actor who was the clone in all the Clone Wars film
Right.
to keep it consistent.
Why don't we release clones
What?
for the draft? Just have clones.
Yeah, we need to start clone armies. What are we doing? So the Marines land on September 15th.
They're having droids. We have clones.
Yeah. The Marines land on September 15th. As the landing craft approached the beaches and the Marines got on shore, the Japanese just popped out and let fucking loose with artillery and machine guns. They were on all the flanks. I mean, it was a horrific crossfire, and this isn't even many guys defending it. It's bad. Losses on White Beach 1 in particular were really bad. A tank crewman recalled, when the tide went out that night, you could have walked 300 yards across the beach on the bodies of dead Marines. He's like, there's no ground. It was just dead Marines everywhere.
No. More blood than water.
Yeah, we'll get into that because this thing gets gross real fast. And the first reason it was gross is because, despite the fact, well, September, but even all the way through November, temperatures on this godforsaken desert island were between 105 and 115.
Yeah.
With 100% humidity.
And you're getting off the boats, you're stepping on all the coral. There's a couple sea urchins or something.
Oh, the coral. That's another thing. The coral did two things.
Rips you up.
It rips you up. It rips you up. You can't dig into it. It was even ripping their like boots apart and shit.
That's why I don't support saving the Great Coral Reef.
No.
That thing, if it had its opportunity, it'd cut you up.
It's just a living rock.
It would slice you up.
Kill it.
No, it's a living knife, really.
It is a living knife. Yeah, it's a sentient knife. The coral rock was also really, really good at absorbing heat from the sun. And at night, it would radiate it all back off of itself. So the temperature didn't really drop at night if you were on the ground or in the ground. Which
the water glow?
All were. I don't know. I don't know if the water glows.
It's like that bay in Puerto Rico.
I think is that coral?
There's like microorganisms.
It's that's plankton or yeah. Not plankton.
I don't know if it had a similar effect.
What's the plant that makes most of our oxygen? It's in the water. That's what glows.
It's above my pay grade.
Algae or something. I don't know. Don't care. By the fourth day of the battle, there were as many heat casualties as there were combat casualties.
Send out a bunch of like 70-year-old geriatrics.
It was just that fucking hot. And here's the other problem.
I mean, that's what happens every summer in Texas, Arizona, New Mexico. The olds get out of their car in the midst of summer, and some don't make it to the door.
From their driveway.
Yeah, they'll fall, and they just kind of like sizzle like an egg on the pavement.
Just like old wet meat cooking.
And that's how a lot of those guys go out.
Yeah.
Your grandpa cooks.
The men were also extremely dehydrated in large part because
they brought water for 4 days.
No. Oh. But you know what they brought their water in? You know what the U.S. military was shipping water in the Pacific?
Something that would get really hot.
No, worse. Well, actually, it probably did get really hot, but that's not what did it. They would just all the water was just kept in old oil drums. They didn't do a great job cleaning. So like big gasoline drums.
I can get down with that. I love the smell of gasoline.
Yeah, well, it's not great to drink.
You don't think?
I don't.
You're kind of like jazzed up.
I don't. So these dudes could barely drink the water.
It's fuel.
Not for humans.
That is rip fuel.
Not for humans. These dudes could barely drink the water. It was like making them puke and shit. And if they did get it down, then they've got oil in their tummies and they're having diarrhea. So they're dehydrated as fuck.
Diarrhea in a war zone doesn't sound ideal. Getting got while you're just squatting down with a runny poo coming out.
Yeah. Now, I would like you to also keep in mind that
if you saw your enemy taking a shit, would you fire on him or would you give him the courtesy?
That's a freebie.
I think I'd give him, some time.
Not at this battle.
To get settled.
Maybe there may be some battles, yeah. Not at this battle.
Okay.
You got to take every guy you fucking can.
Like I would obviously eventually take him prisoner or shoot him, but I would let him finish.
That is a scene in might be Band of Brothers. Yeah, it's Band of Brothers. They catch a German like taking a shit.
Let him live?
Well, they capture him, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, these dudes were just shitting their pants.
It's just a state of vulnerability that we can all relate to.
Mm-hmm.
It connects us on a human level.
It goes deep. It's pretty rough to do that to a person.
I've thought about it too. I sleep naked every night. If somebody breaks into my house and I have to fight a person naked, that is like my biggest nightmare.
It might be their biggest nightmare. That's
how you counter it. Yeah, they have a weapon, but I'm naked.
And that buys you 2 seconds, right?
They have a knife or a gun, and I just have a hog.
Yeah, it buys you 2 seconds of their shock.
Yeah, or like it's comedic.
Either way,
if it's a cold night.
Yeah,
it's all afraid.
It's an acorn,
and they just laugh.
Yeah, and then you attack.
So yeah, I think being naked in a fight against a home invader, beneficial.
And as they're bleeding out, tug on it to let them know, like, hey, it's not always like this.
Yeah. Be like, it's cold, man.
Yeah.
I just got out of the shower.
It's like, I get it. You don't need to tug on it. It's like, no,
I'm a grower.
I want you to know.
Or if I'm bleeding out too, just like, it's not usually like this, dude.
Yeah, I swear to God.
Fluff yourself before you die.
So the coral terrain, like I said, sharp, jagged. People were cutting their hands and knees and legs and boots on this shit. Like, it was just fucking them up. Digging foxholes was pretty much impossible. So men had to crouch just behind like these coral crop ups or whatever. So not good cover. When it rained, it didn't really get much cooler. It just mixed all the blood and mud and dirt together and shit together.
Just sloshed everything up.
Yeah. Like I said, it's 115 degrees on this island. And when it's 115 degrees and there's a dead body, it decomposes really fast. In fact, all these Marines and U.S. soldiers that were on the beach or right off the beach or whatever, the ones that died were pretty quickly bursting open like dead whales.
Okay. That is my favorite story about like the early 1900s, late 1800s of how they cleaned the beaches of Wales.
What, dynamite?
Dynamite.
Yeah. It's a good way to do it. It's huge. What else are you going to do?
It's a great way to spend a Saturday. Just have the town come and we dynamite a whale.
Dynamiting a whale, yeah. I would go to that. Even now, with a phone and a TV, I'd go to that.
I would go see a whale just get blown to smithereens.
Yeah. So in this baking heat, bodies were bursting open, and their guts would just spill out. The flies were insane, like full black clouds of flies on dead bodies. They would be so numerous that you would just be like, oh, that must be a dead body, because
big suckers too.
Big motherfuckers. There'd just be like 20,000 flies on every dead body. Like, you couldn't even see the bodies. Like, it was just a moving like of flies. It was foul. And maggots too.
Protein.
What, the flies?
Yeah, or the maggots, if you run out of food.
What was really fun about the flies and how numerous they were is that not all of them could get a good spot on the dead bodies. So they'd start finding just open wounds on the living.
Go inside.
Just start laying eggs and eating that.
Mm-hmm.
So you'd have to constantly clean your open wound.
Or just don't get a wound, dude.
Just don't get shot.
Don't get shot.
Don't trip on coral, idiot.
Moron.
It doesn't sound like you. Sounds like you're finding fault mostly with the soldiers.
Will I victim blame? Yes. All the time.
Fair. Obviously, it smelled like ass. It smelled as horrible as you could ever imagine anything smelling.
Well, because when you die, you either fart or shit your pants.
Yeah, and you're just rotting meat at that point.
That too. But you do let it loose.
You do.
It all comes out. It's a full body explosion.
Here's the thing that didn't help either. All the living soldiers also needed to poop, and they didn't have anywhere to do it but right where they were.
Do you think that's your soul leaving your body?
The shit?
Either the fart or the shit?
It's your sins.
Your sins. Okay.
That's how you know. If someone takes a huge dump, they're going to hell.
No, it's releasing from their body so they can ascend to the heavens.
Oh, so the soul can fly free?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you don't poop,
then you're going to hell.
Okay. Obviously, Marines had to crawl over these dead bodies constantly to get from A to B to C to D. Here's a fun one that is one of the most dystopian sci-fi things I ever heard.
Did they start using the bodies as a wall?
Oh, yeah, they did do that, but that's not what I'm talking about. It's a coral island in the Pacific that was just littered. I guess a native species to it was land crabs, those big fucking crabs.
Yeah.
They also crave protein.
A lot of crab?
A lot of crabs eating dead bodies.
Okay.
So crabs just like wandered onto the beach in droves and just started like eating all the dead soldiers.
Yeah, but then you have yourself a a crab bake.
Yeah, but at that point, you're kind of eating your buddy.
In a way.
If you catch a crab that's on a guy eating him, you were then pretty much directly eating the person the crab was eating.
Yeah, but there's a non-zero chance you've eaten pig that has eaten a person.
Yeah, there's a non-zero chance, but there's a 100% chance that if you pick a crab off a dead Marine and have a crab boil.
In a pinch, I'll eat that crab.
But yeah, there's just little sea spiders everywhere, just eating dead bodies.
That was kind of one of my favorite things growing up in the mid-Atlantic Northeast. Just pool party with a bushel of crab.
I am
Just picking apart the crab. People in the South, I think, do more crawfish boil.
Fuck crawfish. Crab boil's the way to go.
Crab's the way to go. Old Bay all day.
You get real meat from a crab, too.
Depends what kind of crab. We did blue crab. It's a lot of work, but you're there for the conversation and the beers.
Yeah.
And the little meat you get.
But at least...
Now, if you get some king crab, then we're talking.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a little bit more pricey.
Well, it's bigger. Big fuckers.
Yeah, we didn't have king crab money.
Soon after the beach landing, the airfield was right there, and that's when they were hit with the first Japanese counterattack, which included somewhere between 11 and 17 light tanks. The Japanese counterattacked and hit the American lines. This fight is actually depicted in the Pacific in the show. The counterattack obviously doesn't work, and a lot of their tanks get knocked out. But by the end of the first day, the Marines had suffered pretty bad casualties, and they were still pretty much unaware, though, that the Japanese had changed their tactics. So they were like, oh, boy, that was crazy, but I think we got them.
Yeah.
I think we did it.
Little did they know.
Little did they know. As night settled in, with the Marines just off the beach, basically, Japanese troops wearing helmets of dead Americans began infiltrating the Marine lines and just stabbing people to death in their foxholes.
It's a good way to go.
Yeah. But eventually the battle does shift into the hills. That's where the Japanese really wanted to have the fight, and that's where it goes from gnarly to pure fucking nightmare hell fuel.
Did we figure out they were coming up from the ground?
Yeah, eventually.
Get the flamethrowers or
flamethrowers play
grenades.
just a big role in this battle.
Put the big old explosives into the hole.
So I'll just say it now. Actually, one thing they would do once they realized they had this whole cave system was they would just start dumping a bunch of gasoline or like jelly gas, something like that, into the
like
front
a petroleum substance.
Yeah, like into the fronts of the cave, like into the mouths of the caves. And then the flamethrowers would light all that shit up, and then we'd just let the Japanese cook alive inside the cave.
Oh, had ourselves a Jap bake.
Yeah. That's one way to put it.
I guess.
So once we start getting inland, there was one rifle platoon that began knocking out Japanese gun positions, machine guns, artillery, and they'd use rifle grenades, or they'd just like storm the whatever it was. After knocking out a couple machine gun positions, this group of Marines faced a cave that had a piece of artillery, a 47 millimeter gun, and they threw up a smoke grenade to conceal their movement, and they launched a grenade into the cave, and the grenade detonated the gun's shells, like all the artillery shells sitting around the gun, which was a monstrous explosion. The Japanese just started running out. Their bodies were on fire, and they were so on fire that all their ammo belts with bullets just started exploding on their hip.
Cool.
Cutting them in half and shit.
Sawed by their own weapons.
Yeah. Captain George P. Hunt, K Company, 3rd Battalion, 1st Marines. He got trapped in the hills at a place called The Point, and his 235-man company cut off, and by nightfall, there's about 78 of them left from the original 235. The Japanese were just hitting them again and again, popping out of caves they didn't even know where from. They had a small perimeter.
It's the worst game of whack-a-mole.
You don't even know where the holes are.
No.
The mole just comes out and bites you on the neck.
From behind.
Yeah. At one point, a Japanese machine gunner just popped up right on the front of their lines and just mowed down a bunch of Marines. Essentially, just ripped them in half with this. I guess it was bigger than a submachine gun. Hunt saw one man have his entire lower body, like just his body was cut in half, essentially by a machine gun burst. The Japanese were up above them, and they would just roll grenades down the hill.
Yeah, it's kind of the worst version of a cheese wheel race.
A little skee ball almost. I guess you're going down instead of up, but the men held, though. By dawn, there were over 100 Japanese bodies surrounding them. Many of them had been burned alive by flamethrowers. The men, though, still couldn't get out of there, so they started stacking corpses, Japanese corpses, as a barricade.
Okay.
Your body wall. But there was so much blood that it mixed with the sort of like dust from the coral into like this weird mud, like literal mud blood.
Okay.
The unit held, though. At the end of it, out of the 235, a shit ton were dead. Only 18 were left completely untouched. Only 18 weren't even wounded out of the 235. There's another guy, Sergeant Jack Ainsworth, Marine, kept a diary about everything he saw.
Gay.
At one
Nice diary, dude.
Sweet, bro.
Doesn't matter what you're documenting, it's still a diary.
Still a diary. He watched a dude take a full-on artillery shell to the chest.
Wrote it down.
Yeah.
In great detail.
Yeah. So there was just the guy just like vaporized, basically. Men would shoot anything that moved at night, according to him, including their own wounded screaming for help, so they didn't give away their position.
Was there a ton of animals?
Just sounded like just the crabs.
Just the crab.
Crab Island.
Well, that's how Earhart went, right? Or that's how they speculate.
Crabs. Yeah. Yeah, she was eaten by crabs, almost certainly.
Shot down.
And
became Tokyo Rose.
Tokyo Rose, yeah.
After her co-pilot got eaten by crabs.
Yeah, they left him to get eaten by crabs, and she became the most famous DJ of the 1940s.
You will die here.
Yeah. Your wives are getting railed back home. You're going to die.
Jody's enjoying himself.
All right, real quick, let's talk about the watch that is bringing you this episode. First off, we'd just like to thank Perseidus Watches for even thinking of us and reaching out. Perseidus does a lot of really cool history-themed watches, a lot of sort of like American military-themed watches, like GI stuff from World War II, really simple sort of like throwbacks to those type of watches. To the watch they wanted us to talk about today, which is their Pacific Campaign commemoration watch, which they sent us in this sweet little box right here with the Mount Suribachi flag raising on it. What's cool about this watch in particular is that it commemorates a lot of the biggest engagements of the Pacific Theater, both naval and on land with the Marines and the Army stuff. Obviously, Pearl Harbor, Midway, Guadalcanal's on here, Iwo Jima, obviously, and Okinawa as well. You can find Peleliu in there as well. It's not marked, but you can figure out where it is. What's really cool about this watch in particular, like I said, it's got the map on it. That's super sweet. But it has real volcanic sand in the face taken directly from Iwo Jima. And it maps the whole sort of island hopping campaign out, getting all the way to Okinawa in 1945. It's a double-domed K1 mineral crystal, 10 ATM water resistance, field watch standard. And, you know, they just wanted to commemorate the Pacific Theater, which I, for one, do not think gets nearly enough love or commemoration or attention. My grandfather, like I said, called it the real forgotten war. Guess he didn't think highly of the Korean War. Whatever, I don't know. But it's an awesome watch, and Perseidus in general, they just make really cool watches, man. You got to check it out if you're a history buff at all. Whether it's this Pacific Campaign commemoration watch or just one of the other ones they do, super cool. Highly recommend checking it out, especially if you're a vet. The link is in the description on YouTube, on Apple, on Spotify. Go check them out. And whether you want to get this watch or you want to get another one of their really cool sort of military or historical throwback watches, I think they're super slick. It's great, like everyday wear type of watch. I'm gonna wear this one because I have it, but I'm definitely buying more than this one. I'm not a big watch guy or like a big watch fiend, but these ones like tickle my fancy quite a bit. They're really really cool and really really well made. So whether you just want a cool watch, you're a history buff, or you in particular want to honor the men and women who served in the Pacific theater of World War II at places like Peleliu, places like Iwo Jima, which again, the coolest part about this watch is it has actual Iwo Jima volcanic sand in its face. It is rad. I can see it in here. This is sweet, honestly. Check out the Perseidus Watch Company. Again, the link, click that link that is in our descriptions because that tracks that you went there. It lets them know that our listeners went there. So go check that out. Thank you very much to the people of the Perseidus Watch Company for hitting us up. We love you guys. You make some really cool stuff. And guys, this is like tailor-made for us. Check it out. One thing that happened a lot was that the Japanese, because the lines, everyone had to stay quiet and you couldn't see shit at night. Obviously, you had to keep light discipline. The Japanese would like sneak into random foxholes, kidnap Marines, and just drag them back to their caves for fun playtime.
You get a little sadistic.
Oh, yeah.
You turn into a total monster
Yeah.
in a scenario like that.
So when the Japanese started doing this, the Americans were like, I'm done. That's when I was like, yeah, I would shoot a guy pooping in this battle.
Okay.
One Marine, this happened a lot actually, but one they found one Marine.
I think both sides broke.
Oh yeah, we'll get into how the Americans broke a little bit in a minute. One side, they found one Marine in a cave, decapitated, with his dick and balls stuck in his mouth.
Well, you know, the Japanese aren't really known for their war crimes.
No, they were like, whoa,
That's crazy they did that.
what?
They definitely didn't mutilate people and cut off their genitalia.
No, never once. This actually happened a lot. Marines found that several times. Dudes who were captured, dragged into caves or spider holes, and tortured to death.
They were jealous, though. They had some dong jealousy.
Penis envy.
Yes.
Um,
So they cut it off and like, what if we can attach it to our own?
and it didn't work. So they put it in the guy's mouth.
Yeah.
And then cut his head off.
Human centipede.
They also found one guy. So they found the dick and mouth thing like multiple times.
It's fucked up.
So like this is essentially how several Marines died in this battle. They were captured in the middle of the night. And by the way, probably like 18-year-olds. They were captured in the middle of the night, dragged into a cave, beaten, had their dick and balls cut off.
While they're alive?
While they're alive. Oh, yeah, dude. You're going maximum punishment here. Like, they're not doing it after the fact. Had their dick and balls off, had it shoved into their mouths, and then were beheaded by a samurai sword.
Oh, yeah, they did have swords then.
Good swords. Sweet swords.
We need to get a World War II samurai sword in here.
I think that might run you.
It might. But I think it's cooler than an actual samurai sword from this, 1600s.
I don't want a Bushido. Yeah.
I don't care about the Ronin.
I want a World War II.
A sword that was used to cut off a dude's penis.
Well,
It has to have that in the description.
if you want your apartment to be super haunted by a headless, like a guy.
Well, yes, a headless.
A guy holding his head and just being like, because the back end of a severed penis is hanging out of it.
Well, he was headless because in two ways.
Yeah. Yeah. Technically retained both of them.
A head on the head, it cancels it out.
It's a hat on a hat. It's too much. A third one they just found like torn apart. They found another guy just like ripped to pieces. Like an animal ate him.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was just the Japanese.
It's their last resort.
Another set of bodies was found tied to trees and clearly had been used for bayonet practice.
Playing darts.
Each one had about 50 stab wounds in it, and their balls were also cut off. But
What is
just
their deal, man?
left nearby. They didn't put them in the mouths. They just cut them off and were like, meh, just tossed it.
So they cut off our genitalia. So in retaliation, after World War II, we made them blur out all their porns.
What? They have blur porn?
Japan, you can't show penis or vagina.
Oh, shit.
It's all blurred out.
Yeah. Got a 100-year rule on that in 2045.
That makes sense. Yeah, that was us. That was kind of like us having our soldiers' backs. Like, all right, fine, you dickheads. You cut off all of our penises. You can't even see a penis in porn now.
You don't even know what a penis looks like. So this got to the American soldiers. This whole, everything that was happening in this battle, the brutality of it, how horrible the Japanese were, started to bug us.
Okay.
Real, really bothered us. One Marine who, going into the battle, before the battle, his fellow Marines described as a pretty mild-mannered guy.
Yeah.
Pretty ho-hum, pretty quiet guy.
Sure.
Something just snapped at some point in the Battle of Peleliu, and he just started collecting Japanese skulls.
Have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, I guess he had like a foxhole or something that had 50 Japanese skulls arranged around it.
So he's skinning the heads.
Yes.
Need a hobby.
And here's the thing that was even
Kill
more
the
fucked
downtime.
up. He would specifically look for the Japanese who had like metal teeth because he liked how they shined in the sun.
Okay. So anybody with crowns.
Yeah. So just like Steve from Iowa, who's just like, hey guys, I'm here to do my duty. Like a couple days into Peleliu is just like, I will be collecting the skulls of my enemies. I am filled with more hate than you could possibly imagine.
We have some depraved motherfuckers. Some people go over. I'm sure there's plenty of like serial killers in World War II that just were like, all right,
Hell yeah.
free reign.
Yeah. You got to send those guys to the Pacific, though. They can't be doing that shit in Europe.
Yeah, I guess not.
You'll get in trouble. I don't think there were rules
There
here.
were no rules in the Pacific.
No. Years later, like decades later, he was asked about it. He goes, I think this is like I'm going to say the exact quote and then say what I think it means. He just goes, it said decades later, he admitted, we were around the bend, which I think just means like, yeah, things got pretty crazy.
I mean, it sounds like it. Everything you described does not counter that argument.
No. Another Marine. Now, this was slightly portrayed in the Pacific, but not to the gruesome detail that it actually happened. And I believe this is from Eugene Sledge's book with the Old Breed, which is one of the 2 or 3 books that the Pacific was based on.
The Sledge Man?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Eugene Sledge, the kid from Jurassic Park.
What?
The guy who plays him in the Pacific was the little boy from Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay.
Another Marine cut off a Japanese hand from a Japanese soldier who is still alive,
Yeah.
but like injured. Just cut off his hand with his K-bar knife.
He didn't take his samurai sword and do it.
I don't think not all of them had one. Not all the
Those
Japanese.
are just officers, I think,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. So he just found some grunt injured and dying, and cut off the still living soldier's hand, and he was planning to dry it out and keep it as a souvenir, but I guess everyone else in his unit was like, absolutely not, dude.
You can't bring that around.
I am not going on patrol with you
with the haunted hand.
Yeah, with a fucking hand in your bag. Please.
It's a bad omen.
They're like, please throw the fucking hand away. And he was like, fine. God.
Yeah, this isn't talked about enough how depraved everyone gets in war.
This is as bad as it's ever gotten, I think, for any war the United States in particular has been in.
Disagree. I think it's all like this.
No, this was not happening in the War of 1812. I'm sorry.
You don't think we were giving it to the Canadians?
I don't think we were cutting off Canadian hands and do it. I don't think we were doing the shit that happened here.
Maybe not in the War of 1812, but when all the Civil War vets went up, the Irish, for that rebellion, when they went up to Canada and tried to take Canada, they might have done it.
I don't know. I mean, look, no war is good. This is why I like. I guess all wars past a level where you're like don't really need to differentiate unless it's to just like really get in the weeds.
Any medieval battle, they're doing this kind of shit.
Oh yes, this is medieval shit happening within living memory, essentially.
Maybe not doing this in the American Revolution, but
no,
I'm not putting it past some people.
I just don't think it was happening in most of the wars like this.
You don't think Sherman was collecting skulls?
No, I
down
don't.
in Atlanta.
I actually don't. I really don't think he was. I think the Civil War was especially like obviously fucked up shit happened, but I think you're like fighting your own like people you're gonna live with later.
Yeah. World War I, I feel like there were some pockets of this.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Maybe
I don't know
not
how much,
us, but
I
definitely
don't know
some
how much,
European
we just
countries.
weren't there. We weren't there long enough
Yeah.
to get driven truly insane.
This definitely happened in Vietnam.
Yes. Yeah. I think there's something about East Asia, the jungle
Brings it out,
and the
yeah.
heat that just drives
You
the
just
man.
you go full apocalypse now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Like I'm positive this didn't happen in any meaningful way in like the GWAT.
I mean, there's plenty of stories of us mistreating the hell out of prisoners, and
I'm not saying there was nothing,
yeah,
but I'm saying that everything that I am talking about
like
in this
pissing on dudes and
what?
pissing on prisoners.
Yeah. 100%.
It's a different level, I suppose.
I'm just saying like this was widespread. This was like normal in this battle.
Collecting
and I think
tokens and trophies.
in other battles. Yeah. A big one was, and this was also portrayed in the Pacific, and we're about to get to a specific event that was in the Pacific, but they didn't show it as much. They were collecting gold teeth left and right. The Americans were. A lot of gold teeth in the Japanese mouths, I guess, for some reason. Like I said earlier, flamethrower teams would just hose jelly gasoline into caves and then light it on fire and let the guys burn to death. Some people would run out on fire and they would shoot them. This is the one from Sledge's book that they like toned down in the show. There was a lull in the fighting on a place called Bloody Nose Ridge, and Sledge watched one of his fellow Marines.
Bloody Nose Ridge just doesn't fit for war. It's somewhere you meet after school to fight. Sorry, meet us at Bloody Nose Ridge after the bell.
Yeah, it's where like sophomores fight each other.
Yeah. Maybe get your like first kiss up on Bloody Nose Ridge after you beat a kid.
After you win a fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. With a bloody nose.
Yeah.
You
have your first couple beers at Bloody Nose Ridge. But you don't have war at Bloody Nose Ridge.
You don't do this at Bloody Nose Ridge. So he watches a Marine. There's like nothing going on. So he watches a Marine go up to a like basically like paralyzed but alive Japanese soldier who's just lying on the ground. And the Marine is, hunting for gold teeth. So he jams his knife into the Japanese soldier's mouth and starts like blade first and starts just hitting it with his palm to like get the gold teeth out. But the knife slips, and I guess he just stabs the Japanese soldier like straight in the mouth.
Yeah.
Like rips through his gum and shit. And the guy's like, he can't really scream or anything. He's just kind of like moving a little more because it is obviously the most painful thing that's ever happened to him. Mm-hmm. Blood just starts pouring out of the guy's mouth. The Marine.
It doesn't happen to you at the dentist?
Not like that,
common
really.
occurrence for me.
I've never needed a tooth removed, so.
Granted, I don't have dental insurance or health insurance at all right now, so you got to take what you get.
If it's a guy with a bayonet.
Yeah. That's my guy.
Yeah. While you're slightly paralyzed from
he's under 35.
pain medication.
So that tells me he's a dentist, or was a dentist.
He calls himself the dentist.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, so you're a dentist? I'm the dentist.
He has a bag of teeth.
Seems legit.
Trust that guy.
Where'd he get it from if he's not a dentist?
Right. He's not just collecting teeth off hobos.
I hope. Certainly not.
Although I do look homeless.
No, you don't. I mean, you got a beard, but
Letting
pretty
it
well
go.
kept.
Is it? I don't really do anything to it.
It just grows nice.
Yeah.
It's not puby.
No. No, if you feel it too, it's so soft.
Yeah, a lot of people get pube beards. You don't got that.
Not I.
So then the Marine though doesn't give a fuck that this paralyzed, like semi-paralyzed guy is just like, and there's blood coming everywhere. So he's like, God, I just can't get into his mouth that good. So he takes his knife and just cuts each cheek open all the way up to the ear, so he can just really get good tooth access.
You want to know why I got these scars?
Yeah, literally, he jokers the guy.
My mother
And
was a
he's-
bit of a drinker.
So now he's just trying to yank the teeth out. And at this point, Sledge is like, oh my God, I cannot watch this. Just kill him.
Right.
Just shoot him.
Right.
Holy shit, dude. This is fucked.
I mean, so fuck. Chase is looking back at you right now like, what are you
Yeah.
talking about, Sledge?
I guess the guy turns around and is like, mind your own fucking business.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah. Fortunately, I guess another Marine heard Sledge and they like saw what was going on, like heard Sledge be like, dude, just stop, just kill. Like, this is fucked, man.
Not a war crime if it's the first time.
Nope. So another Marine like sees what's going on and walks up. It's just like, I imagine he walks up like it's so bored and annoyed too. Like just walks up and is like looks at the Marine with a knife and is just like, dude, and just blows the Japanese guy's brains out. Like just shoots him in the head.
Mercy
like,
kill.
Get your fucking teeth.
Yeah.
Asshole. Oh, Jesus.
Did Marines back then have the same stigma of just being jarheads? Just nothing upstairs.
I don't even know if they were called jarheads at that point. They might have been.
Yeah. But were they kind of
The dummies.
the meatheads?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know, actually.
Okay. Well, I'm sure one of our military listeners will let us know.
Yeah. And again, because the heat was horrible, flamethrowers were used a lot. Things would get wet with rain and then get start baking. Like, it was so humid that Sledge in his book recalled multiple times of having to crawl over Japanese bodies, and as his arm would go across a dead guy's face or whatever, like the skin would just slough off onto his sleeve, just like exposing the guy's cheek muscles or whatever. Just literally the worst place that's maybe ever existed.
All for none.
Yeah, there was no reason. After the war, and really actually after the battle, but especially after the war, people were like, why did we go there? Because MacArthur immediately was like, all right, we're ready to take the Philippines. Let's do that. Peleliu was not really useful to attack the Philippines, so the airfield became kind of pointless. And the Japanese defenders on the island could not kill anything in the water. You know what I mean? It wasn't a submarine base. They didn't have big enough guns to sink a battleship or an aircraft carrier. You could have just
just skipped it.
Yep, could have just skipped it. And Peleliu never played an important role in any subsequent battle or operation of the war. It was
Sometimes you just got a side quest.
the highest casualty rate of any amphibious operation in the Pacific War. Now, not long after, I think Iwo Jima was like February 45 or something like that.
It's pretty late in the game.
Well, there was 8-9 months left in the war at that point.
Yeah.
And Iwo Jima had a similar situation where, they had they had beach resistance, but really it was all about the caves and all that stuff. So the Japanese had the same plan at Iwo Jima that they had at Peleliu. And
Yeah, that's really all I'm kind of picturing right now is the movie Letters from Iwo Jima and all the scenes of them popping out of the ground. And
it's
stuff.
the same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. The American High Command did not make many adjustments after Peleliu. They were just like, I don't know, we won.
Yeah. Why make an in-game adjustment?
Right.
We got the dub.
We scored. What do you want?
Now, was it pretty? No. Not at all.
Wasn't a pretty win, but I'll take it.
A win's a win.
Win's a win.
If you got bodies and Catholics to throw.
Yeah. So they didn't really adjust their tactics very much. They were just like, boy, that was rougher than the last one.
Are we good at in-game adjustments?
Yeah, totally. Okay. But I think they just were like, I don't know, it's working.
Yeah. I think we're good pregame.
I think we're bad pregame.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Let me take that back. Now we're elite pregame.
Maybe that's what I'm basing it off of.
Up to World War II, we were dog shit pregame. We got off to pretty bad starts in the Revolution, 1812. I think the Mexican War, we just dominated the whole time. So, hell yeah. Civil War, obviously, 2 years of dog shit before we got anything done, except on the West.
Had to get Grant. Had to call him up from the miners.
Yep. The Spanish-American War is a hard one to quantify.
It was 3 months.
Yeah, and Spain was like a paper tiger doesn't even do it justice. It was like a paper bobcat.
Spain's not a real empire.
It was. It wasn't even a shell of its former self. Like, I know it's in Europe and it has a rich history, but we were fighting a third world country pretty much. Like, Spain was ass at that point. World War I didn't get off to a great start. World War II, decent start, but could have been a lot better. Got hammered, obviously, in Kasserine Pass, Pearl Harbor. But we won big early battles in World War II, like Midway and stuff like that. So we did better from the jump.
Doug, Pearl Harbor was like going to practice, hungover, not expecting to have to play a tournament.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I guess we're playing 5 games today.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just shitting your pants and puking by the end of the second game. Mm-hmm. Just out. But I mean, we did do well from the start, I think, in the Pacific Theater for sure. I mean, we won Guadalcanal and Midway in 42, which was, for all intents and purposes, the first year of the war. Europe took a little longer. I mean, we got schwacked at Kasserine Pass, and I think we needed some adjustments in North Africa before we kind of like really got our footing. But then after World War II, I think we've been pretty good from Korea was a weird one, actually. We got like pushed to the brink in Korea and then just started like, we just got like cornered. And it's like a boxer in a corner, like a UFC fighter gets cornered and then just like punches his way out of it in a way that's just insane and takes the upper hand.
Or, a lot of people would say a cornered animal.
Yeah. Yeah. But since then, we've been pretty good from the jump. I mean, Desert Storm was a clown show. I mean, that was absurd how easy that was. Obviously, we rolled over Iraq and Afghanistan pretty quickly. It was more the everything after the initial stuff.
Right. It's maintaining.
Yeah. Yeah. Nam, I don't know. We were always winning in Nam. Like, we weren't losing fights in Vietnam.
I guess we technically lost.
We did, but we weren't ever losing fights. It was our fault. Mm-hmm. It's my parents' fault. Your parents' fault.
It's like you said, news gets to the public and they want to make us quit.
Yeah. They're like, why are we there? What is this for? Is it a draft?
Hopefully it doesn't repeat.
Yeah. But that's all I got today on the Battle of Peleliu. Arguably the worst battle, the grossest battle in the entire Pacific Theater.
I don't think I'm picking that one to go to.
No. You don't want flies.
Also, it's for none. Like, there's no glory.
There was no point to any of it. It is one of the most...
You get eaten by crabs.
Sort of storied chapters in Marine Corps history.
Just have your body carried off by a Just a group of crabs going to the ocean.
Your dead body's crowd
surfing with crab.
Yeah. And apparently, and like, or if the crabs don't even get to you yet, like your body just explodes like a dead whale.
It's all bloated.
Yeah.
Ugh. Nah. No thanks, bud.
It's, in my opinion, the grossest battle of the war. People do not
just because of the stakes. There are none.
There's none.
People die for nothing. For an airbase we didn't use.
Yep. So when I talk about the Pacific Theater is just criminally underrated, criminally forgotten, because
it's not sexy.
No.
It's not black and white.
Well, it's pretty black and white.
Yeah.
Japanese were evil.
Yeah.
Every inch is evil.
We were just talking about a guy collecting teeth and skulls in a hand.
They made us do that.
They broke us.
Yeah, they did. There's only so many of your friends you can find with their dicks in their mouths.
You got to fight on their level.
Yeah, before you're like, well, I'm done. I'm done being a human being.
Those people came back to this country.
I know.
We need to follow up on what happened to them. Everybody that came back from this battle, what happened?
Well, that one guy was like, yeah, things got a little crazy, I guess.
They had families, children.
Tell us about the war, Pa.
Started companies here, maybe.
Not maybe. Definitely. They were union men. They
really put us in the position we're in now.
It's not. No, it's not in that. Those are their kids.
Okay. The boomers?
Yeah.
Well, they raised those kids.
You know what? It's hard to focus on your kid when you keep remembering your friend getting eaten by crabs.
Yeah. One of them, though, right now, I'm sure there's a skull being passed from generation to generation.
How'd you get this, Grandpa?
Is that a real Japanese skull?
Well, there was a Japanese man who was very much alive, and he was crawling, begging, whatever.
Crawling in the dark looking for the answer.
He worshipped for the sweet release of death. And I said, you know what, buddy? I'll give it to you as slowly as possible. And I just kind of sawed his head off for a while. There wasn't a lot going on. And then I skinned it, steamed it, put it in my bag, brought it home.
Turned it into a coffee mug.
Yeah, that's why your grandmother never came in my man cave. She didn't like anything that was in there.
No.
It's deeply haunted. It's just a poltergeist situation, actually.
Yeah, let's skip over this island for our future Halloween horror tour.
Yeah, probably. Don't
need it.
I really don't even know.
Can you even get to it?
I mean,
would you want to get to it?
You can get to it. It is.
Is there a population that lives on it now?
Yeah, 100%. I just saw the flight. It was like $2,000.
Gross.
Obviously, it's more than one.
Well, it's gone up because of the oil prices.
Yeah, certainly. It is in. Oh my God! There's like hotels and shit. There's a place called Honeymoon Beach.
Oh,
I don't think that's what people think it is.
It's like Bloody Nose Cliff.
Yeah. Yeah, man, this place, it's just in the middle of nowhere.
Really misnamed.
Yeah. Some Marine was like, honeymoon's over, and then it just stuck. Honeymoon Beach. Yeah. I'm getting like shitty internet right now, so I can't
Buddy, it's all right.
Look at it. But
I pay for the highest internet here, and apparently it just drops out all the time. Shouts to Google.
Yep. So yeah, it's part of Palau. It's like a smaller island.
You take a ferry from
to Peleliu. Probably. But there's like memorials to the Marines and the 81st Infantry Division.
Looks really small.
What?
Really tiny.
It was, super tiny. The airfield's still there. So now you just land on it, I guess, to visit.
You see the whole island in 30 minutes.
Yeah. I don't know that there's a lot of stuff, though.
Doesn't look like it.
Let me get the satellite view. I don't know where. I don't think you can stay on this island.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I was wrong about the hotels. Yeah, you just visit it. You have to stay on Palau, probably. And here's the other thing, too. Not a fun vacation, because the beach isn't sweet when it's 110 degrees.
The water's boiling.
Yeah, but it's like going to Galveston.
Yeah.
Fuck that. But you can stay on Palau, which is
Galveston's somehow worse.
the bigger island. Yeah, Galveston's still worse.
Texas beaches are gross.
But yeah, that's all I got for today on the Battle of Peleliu, the grossest battle in the Pacific theater of World War II. What'd you learn today?
All this pointless information.
Thanks.
No, it's not that. It's just there was no reason to fight this battle
No.
at all.
No.
And honestly, that's what I learned. Most battles, probably in human history, didn't really result in the objective.
The decisive thing it was aiming for.
And a lot of people died throughout human history for nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Most people actually have died in human history for nothing.
I mean, most of the battles you think about, I always like to just think about that. It's like some guy was at a battle being like, for my country, for my family, this is everything. And then now we're just like, what the hell? What? Like the guy just got cut in half by a broadsword. You know, we're like, just got a spear through the face. And we're like, huh? Oh,
Thankfully, on the Patreon on Wednesday, we will be talking about a battle that had consequences and mattered.
Sweet. Can't wait.
Medieval battle, though.
Who's today's Hitler?
Today's Hitler, I'm going to say, is the guys that decided to drag men into caves and cut off their package.
Yeah.
And shove it in their mouths.
Yeah.
That's not cool, dude.
Not sweet. It's not sweet.
Let's just have an agreement as a society, as a human species, to leave people's junk alone.
Yep. Boobs, wieners, because Japanese cut off boobs a lot too.
Head or heart shots. Let's not torture.
Yeah. It also just strikes me as odd because, like, okay, I get it. You're angry, and essentially they know they're gonna die, so they don't care about anything. But it's like, it's not gonna win you the battle. Like they're still coming.
And now they're angry.
Yeah. And now they're just mad. But they
They're
didn't want
pissing them off.
They didn't want to surrender anyway. So
Yeah.
guess it is what it is. Well, that's all I got for today. Thank you again to Praesadus Watches. That's Praesidus. Got to check out their, well, really all their watches, but the Iwo Jima watch is awesome. It's really, really cool. Check it out at praesadus.com. That's Praesidus. All the details in the description to get you what you need from them. Again, highly recommend checking them out, especially if you're a vet. I feel like you guys would appreciate these watches a ton. So yeah, for Dan Regester, I'm Rob Fox.
You just got soft served.